Mick, if you could explain, how do you gain first-team All-America honors, and what are the chances of these 4 athletes?
Top 8 in each event is going to be All-American, first team. So, yeah, they've got, obviously, with their high ranking going into the meet, they've all got a great opportunity to be All-American. And ultimately, that's the goal.
How do you think Zach Ziemek is looking so far this year?
You know, first time out, 58-25 points. It was way back at the end of January. So Zach looks real fresh again, coming off the Big Ten meet where he just did the individual events, the pole vault, which was a huge performance for him, and also the long jump. So he's fresh, and it's going to be a long year for Zach. So, you know, with the NCAA meet, the decathlon outdoors, but also Olympic trials. So we figured, hey, the best way to keep him fresh in the month of March was to just go individual. So, you know, when you look at the competition, there's one young man over 6,000 points. Defending NCAA champion Luca Wheeland from Minnesota is in the competition. Luca struggled with that heptathlon at the Big Ten meet, but he's a great athlete, and I'm sure he'll bounce back. But there's 4 or 5 individuals out there, world-class individuals, and any one of them could win this title. So for us, it's all about you know, the development for Zach and keeping him fresh for not just this meet, but also for outdoors.
Mick, Michael Lehrman set all these records in the weight throw, and now Kelsey Card has aspired to the top, one of the top spots in the country, certainly. Any reason why great weight throwers are here?
Certainly has a lot to do with Coach Ostrowskis, recognized as one of the top coaches around the country. He's passionate about the event. Does a great job at taking our athletes from the freshman year right through the development stages. For a lot of our athletes, they've never thrown the weight before. It's new to them, so being patient with them, taking them along slowly. I think he does an exceptional job with that.
I remember watching Dorcas Akinie, and she was so very good at the multi-events. What's made Georgia so good, and how much better can she be, do you believe?
It seems like, you know, she's just gone from one strength to the other again. It's a lot of confidence, and it's technical events, and she's just getting better as she gets older in the technical events. And again, it's you know, it's working on those technical events day in and day out with her coach, Coach Nate Davis. And he does a great job also with the multis kids. We just got some great news out of Canada that Georgia's been selected on the Canadian team for the World Indoor Championships next weekend in Portland. That's a great honor for her and certainly for us and for Coach Davis.
What's your expectations for Morgan at his first NCAA track meet?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. You know, when pondering last week and trying to decide if we declare him in the mile or the 3K, and never expected to. I think all the coaches around the country are looking at, you know, what happened with the mile. It went all the way back to number 27 on the descending order list, and that's interesting. I figured that you might get 5 or 6 of the top milers staying out of the mile event because it's one of those events that you just don't know what's going to happen. They have to run prelims, but also you know, they can become very tactical races. So never thought that you would lose 10 people off the descending order list for the mile. In hindsight, as obviously 2020 might have been a good way for Morgan to go because he's so young. But, you know, a lot of those milers are going to run the distance medley relay for their programs. And, hey, he's in the national championships, he's in the final. It's a straight final. Some great competition. Looking forward to that, and I think he relishes the challenge. I think the bottom line here is that it was his favorite event, and he wanted to do that. So it's important to. He's confident going into the 3,000 meters. He looked really good at the Big Ten meet. He was able to change gears, and at this level, you have to be able to change gears, and he did a real good job at that. So yeah, you know, maybe next week we'll look at it and say, well, we should have went in the mile, but. I think overall you look at his development, you look at what his training, where his training's been at, and what's best for the individual. So he's pretty confident.